Welcome back to Pits to Podiums. We have a young pool of drivers, as many as 21 racing, but how did these drivers make it here? What was the selection process? How can you also get a chance to participate in something like this? We need all of that from Sirish. Sirish, I'm excited as a driver because I love driving. Right. Driving is passion to me as well. I want to take part. How do I get through this entire process and how can I be on the grid as well?
Well, first thing is you need to keep paying attention to our website.
Right.
So that's where we update our entire process. So just keep track of our Volkswagen Motorsport India website, and that's where you get your information. But let's take a look at how it's done.
The hunt to find India's most talented drivers for the Volkswagen Vento Cup 2015 had begun amidst the great enthusiasm and fanfare. The registrations for the new season started early this year and was accepted online. Registered drivers were then called for the final test. Turnout for the final selection was astounding. All participants were put through a series of tests before the final list of selected drivers was announced. These tests included racing lines, braking points, overall fitness, and most importantly, their lap timings. The drivers were then shown the green flag and each of them was set out to prove that they deserved to be in the team. The results of the test were then analyzed to find the faces of Volkswagen Vento Cup 2015.
Wow, it all begins with a go-karting session, then you have fitness camps for the selected drivers, then they get onto the grid only to be on the podium. Sounds wonderful, but it's equally challenging, Sirish. 21 drivers, we need your take on each one of them and give us a perspective on how they've fared so far in the practice sessions.
Sure, let me just take you through all of them. So, Amit Kokate is from Pune. He is actually a farmer, would you believe it or not?
Wow.
But he's taken part in some rallying and so on, and is really interested in going into motorsport.
From the fields to the tracks, that's a story in itself.
Yeah, for sure. And Amit Mete, this is his second season with us. He raced in the Polo R Cup last year. He's from Aurangabad. And again, he's a good guy. He's trying hard. He's, I think, somebody to watch out for towards the end of the season. Amit Patil is again a novice who's just come into the program this year. You know, I think he's a guy, who's got a career ahead of him. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 years, you'll start to see him shine. Anindit Reddy, on the other hand, is our junior champion from last year.
One to watch out for?
Absolutely. He's a dangerous guy. And one of the best things about our program this year is we've got, a pan-India driver lineup. And so Chivang is from Gangtok. This is his first year.
Wow.
I mean, he hasn't raced anything before. So he went through and did a lot of training session over there with the polo cars that are at the Buddh International Circuit before he came out to the karting sessions.
Super.
Harkishan, as he's officially known.
Right.
The best thing about this guy is, he's still studying, he's a student, but he's got a right attitude. I mean, his focus is phenomenal. And
he's only 17.
Absolutely.
He's the youngest driver on the grid.
He's the youngest driver we've got on the grid. Ishan Doriwala and Karminder Singh, both of them are guys who are returning to the championship. They were with us last year.
Wonderful.
And both dangerous guys, I think both very good drivers, and I think these guys are going to be the guys who are going to be at the sharp end of the grid. Parth again is a novice this year. It's his first time. He's never raced anything before. So he's sort of getting to learn driving and finding his feet. And Prabhanj, this guy has improved a lot. He was with us last year. And believe it or not, last year he weighed, I think, something like 45 kilos and was, so skinny and no muscles. This year he's done a lot of work off season. Come back in to this year, pumped up, very fit, lots of muscles.
And then you have Pradeep Rao, Vaidyam,
Yes.
and Pratik Sonavne as well.
Yeah, both these guys again are new into our championship. Pradeep has done some other racing in the JK Racing Championship earlier, but this is his first time in a Vento, so I think he should be there, towards the top 10 for sure.
Wonderful.
And same thing, Pratik Sonavane, another Pune guy, our hometown.
Right.
So
I'll not be surprised to get an elaborated description about him now.
No, but again, this guy is brand new into the championship, and he seems to be another guy that has the ability to shine. So it will be interesting we need to pay attention to him. Sahil actually drove in the Vento exhibition race that we had last year, but Ritvik is a newbie novice into this year's championship. But I think out of the two of them, Sahil has I think a lot more experience, and I think he's a guy to watch out for over there. Raghav he did one race with us last year as a guest driver at the round in Delhi, and he did reasonably well. He was in the top half of the grid, which is an impressive achievement for somebody who just walked in and got into a car. And Rajiv, this is his second season with the Volkswagen Racing Championship, so he was at the Polo R Cup last year. He's a guy who's always there in the top 10, and once you give him an opportunity, he's going to take it and run. Sailesh actually is the first Polo Cup champion. So he was a champion in 2010, and he went on to do some races over in Europe and so on. And this year, when we went to the Vento from Polo, he decided he wanted to come back into motorsport in India, and so he's a very experienced guy. He's a guy I expect to see, up at the top end regularly. Siddharth, on the other hand, hasn't raced with us, but he has raced in the Indian Junior Touring Car Championship and so on. And he's also a guy, he's from Coimbatore, and he's a guy who's got the potential to be very, very quick.
You'd always expect somebody or the other to come from Coimbatore.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Narendra Karthikeyan set the trend.
Definitely, definitely. Last driver we're going to talk about over here.
The 19th, Vigneshwar Devarajan.
Absolutely. Again from Coimbatore. He's the oldest driver that we've got in the field. But this guy is multi-talented. I mean, he's tried his hand at rallying, he's tried his hand in the Formula Maruti, he's done some IJTC. So he's got a lot of experience going for him. And so, I'm sure that I expect to see him doing well this year.
Right, until now we've shown you only 19 drivers. There are 21 on the grid, so 2 more to go, but we'll show them to you on the other side of a short break. Now, you'll ask me why? Well, you'll find out after a short break. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.